O'Neill, thanks so much for joining us. What a fabulous night it is for baseball. Maybe the most beautiful weather of the calendar year. And we've got two teams with a whole lot to prove. These two faced off when the Elks were on the road amidst that 6-game losing skid. And Bend dropped 3 straight. So it's been a Walla Walla team that's had their number. But a big thing for Bend tonight, they're sending their ace to the mound. 3 days off for the Elks, and they send out Tyler Wood, who has been virtually untouchable despite being on a pitch count in each of his starts, was at UC Davis, now committed to UC Irvine. And he's the guy that Alan Cox and crew will lean on to hopefully keep this win streak alive. He'll face Trevor T to open up this ball game. Working strictly out of the stretch. First pitch fastball, groove down the middle, called a strike, and we get started at 6:40. Tyler Wood from Danville, California, went to De La Salle, prominent high school in the state. 0-1, big swing and a miss. T well out in front. T from Colorado Mesa, electric at the top of this order. Wood misses low. Elks in their all-white home uniforms tonight. This Walla Walla offense has been dominant, one of the best in the West Coast League, and some similarities to that Ridgefield Raptors team that entered not too long ago. Fastball called a strike at the knees, and Tyler Wood opens up his outing with a looking punch out. I mean, the command from Tyler Wood has been what's been impeccable. Entering this outing, and you can tally that strikeout up. That's now 12 Ks to no walks. Unbelievable. Now Gage Reeser will flip one into left and down for a base hit on the first pitch he sees. That's Murphy out there who picks it up, throws it into the cutoff man. And the first base runner of the ball game is Gage Reeser on a single. So Reeser presents some speed on the bases. And now Isaac Torres. Elks looking to turn 2 on a ground ball. Breaking ball misses down. Torres from Bakersfield, California. And when these Elks and Sweets played for the first time this season, that's when Torres debuted with Walla Walla. That was June the 7th. Fastball, called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Rest of this lineup will read like this after Torres: Kane, Young, Osborne, then Hassan, Rickman, Rogers. In unique fashion, Walla Walla tonight has 9 righties in their starting 9. 1-1. Called a strike, and generally you'd see that with a lefty on the mound for the opposition, but tonight it's Tyler Wood, and Walla Walla still rolling him out. Torres, a .326 average in 15 games. And Wood got him. Down low, got him to chase his second K, and that's on the breaking ball at 77. Now a look at the Elks' defense tonight. Murphy, Nato, Miller from left to right in the outfield. It's Rowan O'Connor at third, his Elks debut. Goodman, Sanders, Beck, and Marcus Galvin doing the catching. Now Sam Kane take a fastball for a strike. Walla Walla, second in the West Coast League in extra base hits. Top 3 in runs batted in. But if they're going to have success against Wood, they've got to swing early in counts because he's going to fill up the zone. It's been his calling card. His second stint with the Bend Elks was in Bend 2 years ago. Now back for more after committing to UC Irvine, entering this next chapter. 1-1 with 2 outs. Big swing and a miss, down and away, 1-2. I mean, everything so far for Tyler Wood is working. Sam Kane, another guy that's been a staple in this lineup. Just down on the check swing. 4 home runs, 17 driven in, and a 295 average. Two with 2 outs. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Moving towards the line is Miller. Foul territory, slides and cannot get there. That wind just continued to push it out. And right in front of the beer garden, no chance. I mean, truly Miller gave it everything he had. I don't think he could have done any better. So close and fully sprawled out. After that injury to Jace, it took him some time to get back in the outfield. But in Portland on Friday night, he started in center. And that was quite eye-opening because it meant after that injury, he now felt comfortable to play back in his natural spot. Runner on the move, Kane taps it foul. And Reeser will have to go back. A 952 OPS from Sam Kane. See if Reeser thinks about it again at first. Fouled off the bricks. And caroms all the way to the base umpire, Bryce Reeves, just behind the mound. Kane in a battle. And just to really get a look at what these stats mean for Tyler Wood, a .91 whip as a starting pitcher is unbelievable. That means you're giving up less than 1 walk plus hit per inning. Chopped. Action for the debut of O'Connor. His throw to first doesn't matter as it was called foul. That was home plate umpire Taylor Schneider making the call. Bryce Reeves on the bases. It was just to the left of the line. Looks like that was the right call. Tons of new Elks, including Rowan, now in a uni, as we're 1 day away from July and have entered the second half of play. Just a bit down. Galvin couldn't catch it properly. Full count, 2 outs. Reeser will be on the move as soon as Wood lifts his leg and commits home. Landon Young waiting on deck. Popped up. Shallow left field. Goodman going out. Murphy coming in. It's Jackson Murphy making the catch, and that will end the inning. A 1-out single from Gage Reeser, but nothing more. We'll go to the home half of the first after this. Bottom of the first inning, Keaton Nadeau can everything started off against the right-hander, Curtis Ellis, who the Elks faced back in that opening series. Nadeau chops the 1-0 to the sure-handed Young. His throw to first is in time. Bringing up Troy Sanders, who is on fire. As hot as it gets. Sanders, Miller, Beck, Galvin, Snakenborg, Goodman, O'Connor, and Murphy. Troy Sanders, 4 homers in 3 games. Will take a strike at the bottom of the zone. I mean, to think where Sanders was to now where he's at with this recent hot stretch is quite impressive, as that's chop foul fielded by Hawson there. And I'm telling you, ever since he committed to Bethune-Cookman after being at GCU the last couple of seasons, he's been ridiculous. And this is him now facing his former West Coast League team in the Walla Walla Sweets. 0-2 breaking ball misses away. Sanders was in the heart of the order for Walla Walla all of last year. Time is now called. Osborne, an equipment malfunction. Maybe the webbing on that glove has started to give out. Yeah, he's given it away. But we'll go and grab a new one. That's a unique sight. Now it's going to be somebody's job the rest of this game to sew it back up. There you go. Get to work. The art of glove craftsmanship. Always got to keep it maintained. Ellis rocks on the 1-2. This is down. And for a catcher, that happens more than it does for the majority of folks. You're the one involved in every single play. Sanders punches out. 2 outs. Defense for Walla Walla. Rogers, Kane, Torres, Hawson, Young, Reeser, T, and Osborne behind the dish. Jace Miller will hit. Take a strike on the outside corner. One of the fondest memories of last year, frankly, before the Elks fireworks show got canceled, was in a matchup between the Sweets and the Elks, as Miller fouls that off himself, where Jace hit a big homer. It was majestic to left center field, just in front of that flagpole. And it set this place on fire, truly. And little did you know that later in the night, the fireworks show was going to be postponed and thunderstorms were going to roll in. But man, the Elks were riding a high for a while. Miller looking to get back to that spot. Here, though, he strikes out on 3 pitches, and that'll end the inning. Curtis Ellis, who's been good all year and was good in the first outing against the Elks, strikes out 2 in the first, no score, heading to the second. To the second here on Bend Elks YouTube, Tyler Wood out for his second inning of work. Jason Landon Young, who will jump on the first pitch, grounded to Goodman. 1 out. This is now Troy Osborne, who's tearing the cover off the ball with that 983 OPS. And only 50 at-bats, but he's also hitting 340 in the average department. Slight shift to the pull side for Troy. Take a breaking ball inside. As you see Tyler Wood pound the zone, it makes me think of the last game the Elks played in and the polar opposite of that on Portland's side. Grounded to O'Connor. 2 outs. Tyler Wood is just forcing this Walla Walla Sweets offense to come to play. And so far, they've been unable to do so. So it's Gaines Hawson with 2 outs, nobody on base. Wood pops it foul and out of play, 0-1. But speaking on that last game for the Bend Elks, the Portland Pickles essentially gift wrapped the Elks a win because of the free pass. 13 walks, 4 hit by pitches, and a timely error put the Elks in a prime position to win that game. 1, just up. But from an Elks perspective, the storyline has been for this starting staff, who's still last in the league in WHIP. If you find the strike zone and you pound it early, you're going to be in a good spot. 1-2. Just down and away, a good take by Hawson. A lot of returners on this Walla Walla team. First year under Leo Rivera as manager, but he was on the staff last year, just 26 years old. Check swing, did he go? Appeal to Reeves. He did! Tyler Wood punches out Gaines Hawson to end the second. On a check swing appeal, I don't know, it was in the 50-50 zone. But Reeves says yes. The third K of the night for Wood as we go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning now, after A clean frame from Tyler Wood, 1-2-3. He punched out Gaines Hossa. Cam Beck start off the second, who will take a strike. Beck, Galvin, Snakenborg, 4, 5, and 6 in this order. Looking to get the Elks offense going, who was pretty stagnant over the last couple of games. Beck fans and misses. Even in that game on Friday, after both games Saturday got rained out, Elks beat the Pickles 6-3. Even with the 6 runs, just 4 hits. Beck strikes out on 3 pitches. 3 straight Ks for Curtis Ellis, who was mowing through this Elks order. And it brings up Marcus Galvin. That has been the scouting report on Curtis Ellis all year, is he's going to pound the strike zone, and the Elks are going to have to be ready to swing. Coming into this outing tonight, 18 Ks to just 2 walks. Galvin grounds it softly to Reeser. There's 2 outs. So quite the efficient frame so far for Curtis Ellis. Just 5 pitches thrown. Bringing up Nate Snakenborg. And Snake's going to pop up the first pitch. Foul territory. T ranging over. And it goes foul. Just out of play near the clubhouse. Snakenborg loads up potential, but still seeking to unlock the full package. Just 3 runs batted in, a 719 OPS from the University of Nevada, Reno. That curveball misses down and in. An ultra powerful frame. Doing the DHing tonight, but also a catcher. That heater is called a strike. Ellis just continues to fill up the zone. See the numbers on the year at ERA under 4. It was over 4 entering this outing, so ticking it down. And then a 1-3 whip. Snake with a good at-bat to at least get that pitch count up a bit more. In that outing on the 7th for Ellis against the Elks, went 4 innings, 5 hits, just 1 run allowed, and only walked 1 batter, punched out 4. His 1-2, another punch out. 4 strikeouts in 2 frames for Curtis Ellis, who is dominating right now. To the third on Bend Elks YouTube. To the third on Bend Elks YouTube. Rickman, Rogers, and then the top of the order. Rickman takes a strike to open up the at-bat. Both starting pitchers so far, Tyler Wood and Curtis Ellis, have been the story. Been the product of attacking the zone early in counts. This is down and away. Rickman just a .665 OPS, 1 homer, 10 driven in. Cal State Northridge in the Big West. Seen some good players from Northridge so far in the West Coast League season. Northridge producing a lot of talent as Rickman takes a strike. Was just a true freshman from Torrance. And I'm sure that Tyler Wood faced him at some point. Them both being in the same conference. That misses in. Had a .318 average in 132 at-bats, 3 homers, 21 driven in. That's a heck of a freshman year. And the other member of Northridge we saw come into Genna, Nat Pena with Kelowna. Got him there. Tyler Wood has been fabulous. His 4th strikeout. And this time just got Rickman fishing. He sets it up with the fastball early in the count. Then he can build off of it with the secondary stuff. Making it look easy. This is Cole Rogers starting in left field tonight. Wood fills up the zone. Would love to get the first pitch strike numbers on Tyler Wood because it feels like every batter he's in there early. Either misses up and away. I mean, 2 1/3, 4 Ks, no walks. That brings his season total up to 15 strikeouts with 0 walks. Check swing, huge. Foul. Picked up by Beck there. Cole Rogers, just 8 at-bats with Walla Walla, but does have 3 hits in those spots. One of their new faces from New Mexico State. A 5'9" outfielder. Taken down and away. There it is, that .958 OPS. From Phoenix, Arizona. Just wrapped up his sophomore campaign at New Mexico State where he hit .292. He pops that one up. Shallow center field. Nato racing in, Goodman going out. And it's Will Goodman making the catch. Despite that minor blip on the single to Gage Reeser with 1 out in the first, this has been Tyler Wood's game. To the top of the order now with Trevor T. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Breaking ball called a strike. Regardless of what Wood is throwing, it is working. He, after going down by the looking K in the first, seeking a rebound. T grounds it to O'Connor at third. His throw to first in time. Once again, a clean frame from Tyler Wood. On fire. To the bottom of the third, no score here on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. The shadow's already setting upon my face. Maybe I can move into the sunlight and talk like this. Aiden O'Neill once again. Pitchers duel so far tonight. It has been fun to watch. This is the one that will test your baseball viewership and knowledge, I think, because in modern baseball, if you're not hitting bombs and stealing bases, it's unfun, right? But I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying this. Two guys duking it out, Tyler Wood, Curtis Ellis. Both showcasing the beauty of pitching. Objective number one, throw strikes. This is Will Goodman, 7, 8, and 9 for the Elks. They've gone down in order thus far. Goody, a 571 OPS, 6 runs batted in. Take high. Goodman was a part of that effort on Friday night when it came to the Elks' win over the Pickles. That marked the first win in the Alan Cox era at Walker Stadium in Portland. It was a special one that relied on an Elks late comeback and some magic ensuing that usually goes the Portland way when you're in that building. Just 23 pitches for Ellis. Goodman pops up. Trevor T coming in at first in foul territory. Will make the two-handed grab. We've got dudes on the shoulders of other dudes in that Elks dugout, I think. There are no 8-footers on the team, so how are people so high up? Oh, wait, maybe that's just the angle. That's funky, isn't it, Pierce? Why do they look so much taller than the dudes on the fence? Surely they're standing on something. Lined into left, down for a base hit. Rowan O'Connor, in his first AB as an Elk, picks up a knock. And a barrel two at 99 off the bat. Bringing up Jackson Murphy. O'Connor just too good to keep out of the lineup tonight. Allen, late addition, putting O'Connor in a healthy lead off of first. As Murphy pops up the first pitch he sees to Rogers in left. 2 outs. That's a frustrating at-bat after some momentum on a 1-out single. Top of the order now with Keaton Nato. If you notice there, as Pierce pans to Rowan O'Connor, Johnny Kemp is over there at first base. Alan Cox at third. And this was an adjustment and a change that kind of just came on the fly. There was no method or reason behind it. But in Portland, they decided to try something new. And after it worked and resulted in a massive Elks win, I think they'll just stick with it for the foreseeable future. I was talking to Allen. He hasn't had to make any bang-bang calls yet. Grounded. Tough play in the hole. Hossens throw to first in time, but I don't know. As Johnny Kemp is irate with the base umpire, Bryce Reeves. It looks like Keaton Nato beat it out, and Kemp's going to go out. Maybe just to get the gear of O'Connor. I thought he would maybe check with Reeves. Let's see it again. He's safe. I believe he beat that out by half a step. Maybe if we could get one more look at that. I mean, it was close, the definition of bang-bang. He's safe. I think that foot's on before it's in the back of the web. But not egregious by any means. That's a tough call and a tough break. 4th inning when we return on Bend Elks YouTube. Do not go any. Fourth inning upon us here at Genna. Fans still going crazy for the t-shirts. And an awesome crowd on Steal a Deal Tuesday. Half off tickets, half off draft domestic beers. Grounded to the glove side of Sanders. Slide in play, throw to first in time. Troy Sanders. We've echoed his name on many occasions. Usually it's with the bat. How about this time? Suave at second. Oh yeah. Bringing up Isaac Torres. That's grooved in there for a strike. Just to see this good of a crowd on a Tuesday night is ultra encouraging because this is a big week for the Elks. You got the fireworks on Friday night, 4th of July on Saturday. Once chopped, deep in the hole O'Connor. His throw to first cannot be dug out by Beck. They're going to give O'Connor an error on this, and I think that's the right call. Regardless, a base runner for Walla Walla. First time in a while they can say that. Bring Bunnis Kane, a perfect one down the third base line, and everybody's safe. Kane with a sneak attack single on the drag bunt. And Walla Walla's got a couple of ducks on the pond. That is just good baseball from Sam Kane. O'Connor maybe still in his head after the error. Got caught napping. A perfect bunt. With Sam Kane's speed, if that got down, would have been an easy hit. Landon Young will be the batter. This is down and away. Landon Young, just a .699 OPS, was with Walla Walla last year. Experience playing here at Genna. Grounded out in his first at bat. Another ground out will get these Elks out of the inning. Slaps it foul. Young, amidst the Elks' pitching struggles in that contest in Walla Walla, got hit in the head with a hit by pitch when we were there. So I'm very happy. I know it's almost a month removed, but to see him back on the field and healthy. 1-1's called a strike. It was quite the scary moment. Elks pitching staff just couldn't find the strike zone in any way. Young caught the bad side of it. 1-2, 1 out. Torres on second, Kane on first. Grounded, up the middle. Sanders touches second. Throw to first, double play. The inning of Troy Sanders. A twin killing to end it. Too easy. And a strike to first. After an inning full of Sanders on defense, he gets to step to the dish in the fourth. Take a curveball for a strike. And yes, we're already in the bottom of the fourth. I mean, we haven't been going for even 50 minutes yet. And it's because of these pitchers, Curtis Ellis and Tyler Wood, finding the zone at an extremely high rate. You see the pitch count for Curtis Ellis at the top of your screen. Just 30. Sanders takes a strike. Struck out in the first inning. Curtis Ellis's last outing with the Sweets a week ago went 7 innings in a third. Sanders ropes that foul. Gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, just 1 strikeout and 1 walk. But it was that gritty style outing where Leo Rivera kept him out there to simply eat innings, to save this bullpen. And that's what he did. Did his job in every sense of the word. 1-2 to Sanders. Takes outside for a ball. See that punch out in the first at bat. But Sanders was the proponent of arguably the best Elks moment of the season. Friday night's win against Portland. But he'll strike out for the second time tonight on a big swing and a miss. 5 Ks for Curtis Ellis. This is now Jace Miller. Just weird to only see a 464 OPS next to the name of the same guy that won the batting title last year. But that's baseball. You press, you have ups and downs. It doesn't take anything away from Jace. We all know how capable he is. And a long time away from baseball, coming off the injury at Oregon State. But a good barrel there. Left center field. Kane coming over and makes the catch using his speed. 2 outs. Hit that 90 off the bat, but it hung up just enough. 2 outs for Cam Beck. I mean, something's got to give for this Elks offense. But Ellis just keeps it chugging along on the curveball there. Oh, and 2. And Cam Beck is getting a lot of pitches in the zone, but is just swinging through them. Beck is getting the ball and going in maybe a mode even beyond cruise control. Misses low there. Beck and Miller backing each other up in the Bend Elks lineup from Oregon State, both of them. And Beck, such a young player, just wrapped up his freshman year. Looking to make a mark. Grounds this back up the middle, through for a base hit. Two-out single, and it gives Marcus Galvin a chance to hit. Naturally, you may come out a little flat offensively when you have 3 days off. A rarity. I mean, in this league, you're playing 6 games a week. You get Mondays off, but with the scheduled doubleheader Saturday. And then the off days galore. Oaks got much needed time off, but the offense has faltered so far. Despite the 2-out single by Cam Beck, Marcus Galvin grounds out. We are going to the 5th, and we have now just been playing 50 minutes. Step aside. Be back after this on Bend Elks YouTube. To the 5th already. No score, just 2 hits from both sides. Troy Osborne opening up this frame. And what does Tyler Wood do? He throws a strike that's fouled away. Tyler Wood, family in attendance for this week with the 4th of July coming up this weekend. And showing out in front of them. But regardless, he has been the Elks' best pitcher in his second stint with Bend, as calm and cool and collected as ever. But those style guys, they work well when it comes to college baseball, especially on the mound. A silent killer. Osborne grounded out his first time. Taken tight at 86. Osborne, Hassan, Rickman. As the breaking ball's hit well. Deep to left field. Murphy's going back. He's at the track. He's reaching up. It's off the wall. Touching first and heading to second is Osborne. He stops there. As the throw goes into O'Connor. It's a leadoff double. The first extra base hit given up by Tyler Wood. And it was on a hanging breaking ball that caught a lot of plate. How close was it? Really close. Now Gaines Hawson. For Troy Osborne, that's double number 6. Tied for second on the team. Hawson takes a strike. Check swing, appeal to Reeves. Did he go? He did not. Gaines Hawson was the one that got called out on the check swing in his first at-bat, when Reeves was down there at first. Hawson just a $189 average, but he has drove in 10. Fouls that away. Gaines Hawson from Cumberland University. One, two. Got him swinging again. Tyler Wood for the second time punches out Gaines Hawson. And his 5th K on the night. I mean, the people I'm thinking about right now are the enjoyers of the draft domestic beers, because you come here trying to get discounted options and the game just keeps going. You can't even finish one. This is low. Or you can just be a pro, get better. Rickman punched out in the 3rd. Ten runs batted in. That fastball called a strike at the top of the zone. Just 58 pitches from Tyler Wood. Gave up the leadoff double by Troy Osborne that was inches away from a homer. Looking to take advantage of that break. Breaking ball, yes, on the outside corner. Just nabbing the black. 1 and 2. Defense with a slight shift to the left. Lane Rickman to the pull. Rogers on deck representing the bottom of the order. Grounded to Goodman. Will look back to runner. Throw to first. A nice play. You've got to trust your arm and have a strong one to be deep in the hole and make that look easy, and that's what Will Goodman has. Osborne wise to not get too far off of second because he could have been backpicked. But watching Will Goodman play defense is a joy, and with Tyler Wood being on a pitch count, I believe they're going to the bullpen. But what this guy has done has been remarkable. Oh no, they're not. Noble Ortega was, I think, ready to come in out of the pen. He's standing there with his glove on, just outside of it. And the pitch count that Wood has had all summer has been 60. So I have no idea. He's right at 60 now. 4 2/3, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Wood works. And a perfect breaking ball. He's commanding the secondary stuff, and that's allowing him to throw any pitch in any count. Rogers popped out to Goodman in shallow left his first time. That's lined into right center, and that's going to break the tie. Getting the wave around third is the runner in Osborne. Throw goes to the cutoff man, Beck, an RBI single from Cole Rogers. It's 1-0 Walla Walla. Sure, Alan Cox wishes he went to Osborne just one batter earlier. He was out there. Did not make the move. And Cole Rogers takes advantage. New pitcher coming into the game. It's Noble Ortega, but a valiant effort by Tyler Wood. That is just the second run he has given up this summer. A worthy round of applause, but work to do for these Elks. Ortega coming in when we come back on Bend Elks YouTube. Noble Ortega in the ball game for the Elks against the top of this order. Trevor T hits that foul. Now 1-0 Walla Walla. After the RBI single from Cole Rogers. Noble Ortega, 5.09 ERA, a 1.64 whip. 0-1 trails away. T 0 for 2 so far tonight. Noble Ortega has been a guy the Elks have used a ton in spots like this. Coming in out of the bullpen in short spurts. The two-way man from Fresno. Fastball misses up and in. But he arguably has been better with the bat, even though on the mound he's been relied upon on multiple occasions. Hitters count. Rogers goes, misses up, throw down a second, on one hop, can't be corralled by Sanders. Rogers thought about going to third, but did not. 3-1 to T. On deck, Gage Reeser. In this interesting lineup construction from Leo Rivera with all 9 right-handed batters. Now starting to break through, and especially looks wiser when you have a lefty on the mound after Wood. Beat on second and Rogers, a base hit would score. But he walked T. That's the first walk of the game for the Elks, and it's right when Tyler Wood exits. Five Ks to just 1 walk as a staff. And only 4 hits allowed, doing their part. It's now just about this Elks offense getting going. Gage Reeser, the hitter. Reeser had the first hit of the game for Walla Walla in the first. From Yakima Valley College, not playing for the Pippins though. Originally from Lacey, Washington. Staying in the Pacific Northwest for the summer. That 1-0 nabs the outer third. Reeser didn't agree. Was a hair off the plate. Good pitch on the 1-1. Reeser was the 2025 NWAC East MVP. Got him swinging. Galvin's got to clean it up. He does. Good work by Noble Ortega, the first batter after the walk. He gets and stifles the rally. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Walla Walla breaks the scoreless tie, 1-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. Still going as Ellis. First pitch. Swung on and missed. And maybe a lot of people taking the week off for the holidays. It sure looks like it at Genna. This place is packed to the gills. 0-2 now to Snakenborg. Usually on Tuesday nights with the discounted everything, we see a good crowd, but this is on another level, truly. 0-2 misses down and away. What else would you rather do on a Tuesday night? Coming to watch some Bend Elks baseball. The first to 6 at home, 3 against the Sweets, then 3 against the Pippins. Ball misses down and in. Nate Snakenborg, just his second AB, struck out his first time. Snakenborg, Goodman, O'Connor. Looking to crack the Ellis code, but not this time. Another punch out. And Snakenborg took a pitch right down the middle. Make that 6 strikeouts for Curtis Ellis. This has been his best start of the year so far, and Leo Rivera, I can imagine, would not be happier over there in that Walla Walla dugout. Usually, when you have 6 Ks at this point of the game, that pitch count is up a bit, but not here, as Goodman has himself a knock. Shallow center field, right in front of Kane. 1 out base runner. Good work by Goodman, and that brings up Rowan O'Connor. Simply dunked in. We're approaching that 3rd time through the order. They say in baseball, that's when an offense can really start to see a guy. Maybe coming a bit early. Fouls it away. Welcome Rowan O'Connor, a new Bend Elk. First look at him. Rowan, R-O-W-I-N. That's a cool way of spelling it. Go over to check on Goodman, who's back safely. First single was smoked from Seattle, Washington. Heading to Gonzaga. Swings through that one. Or was at Gonzaga, rather. Have him as uncommitted at the moment, so looking for his new home. Oh, 2. Fouled away. And also saw some time at New Jersey Institute of Technology. It was at Gonzaga, then went to NJIT, they call it. Competitive high school at Eastside Catholic. Breaking ball, misses high, throw down a second as Goodman tried to swipe it, he's there. It goes into center field. And the Elks have the tying run in scoring position. Good jump by Will Goodman, who's just simply a really intelligent player. That's his 3rd stolen base. Not stealed nearly as much as the season has drawn along. But even if it's timely, if you run and you're safe at a high rate, putting yourself in a good spot. O'Connor fouls it back. And after that first pitch from Rowan, not a surprise that Alan Cox put on that sign. Going to give a solid hitter a chance to drive in some runs. NJIT, 7 homers, 32 driven in. Struggled with the strikeout, 46 Ks. Hops up the breaking ball, and that's a frustrating one. T coming in will make the catch with 1 out, runner on second. You got to move him over at bare minimum, and that's a frustrating AB for O'Connor. You could tell as he was running down the line, he felt that way. Pitch well located up and in tight, a tough one to barrel. And it's going to come down to Jackson Murphy. Ellis working from the first base side of the rubber. Murphy takes low. If you're just joining us, just 1 run in this ball game for the Sweets. 4 hits for Walla Walla, 3 for the Elks. The game highlighted by the pitchers, like we're turning back the clock. Murphy fouls it straight back. And Ellis himself has had a pretty awesome story coming from the University of St. Francis. Previously at Kalamazoo Valley Community College. And you see this stuff now against some good competition. A lot of Division I talent scattered around the WCO. This guy can pitch. Murphy lines that on 1 hop to Reeser. His throw to first in time. And a pearl of a play and a big spot. Taking away a run for the Elks. You tip your cap because this pitch was hammered. 97 off the bat. And Gage Reeser, so slick. He made that look easy. Pop up, throw, on the money. Elks still scoreless. We go to the 6th. 1-0 Walla Walla on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Three, 4, and 5 due up in the Walla Walla Sweets order in a game that has flown by. You've blinked your eye and we've gone from first pitch to the 6th inning in this 1-1 Sweets lead, a pitcher's duel. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks for taking some time out here Tuesday night. So happy to be back. Was eager after the 3 days off. Talk to all of you and bring you some WCL action. Isaac Torres the batter, but in between innings, we had the golf competition. Let me state, chipping's hard, but let's see how this guy did. That's a bit too big of a backswing. We got to stay in the hips. Oh, we're going. Here we go. Torres reached on the error his last time. Action for Goodman. You feel so good when he gets hit a ground ball. But almost every time the play will be made. 1 out. All right, let's take another look. This guy looks like he's ready for the country club. The khakis, the tucked in shirt, the chip, maybe not country club quality, but it got there, and then oh no. No airtime. It looks, I think that chipping on an actual golf course is easier than chipping whatever type of balls they have out there. Those aren't Titleist Pro V1s. Those are styrofoam yellow golf balls that probably go 20 yards. But a good effort. One of my favorite games in between innings. 1-0 to Sam Kane. It's called a strike. In a season where we've had marathons, I mean long games, this just shows you the beauty of baseball. It can happen in so many different ways. We're just approaching 8 p.m. local time. And we're in the 6th inning. And at this time of the night, the sun starts to set just beyond the Sisters Mountains in left field and beam into the batter's eyes, making it an impossible task to hit. Ortega's 2-1 breaking ball fouled away. Sam Kane from the University of Reno, Nevada. Or Nevada, Reno. Just like Nate Snakenborg. And he keeps on fighting. That single he had in the 4th was a sneak attack bunt down the third baseline. He's a guy that can hurt you in a multitude of ways. The solid defense in center field, the speed, and then the bat, too, has been more than solid. Was at Seattle U and then transferred to UNR. Ortega's 2-2. Away. The tough task in a game like this to ask your pitchers to keep on pounding the zone but stay on a corner. Because there's no freedom to make a mistake in a one-run ball game. Ortega got him looking. A perfect fastball at the bottom of the zone. 2 outs. With that, we'll take a look around the West Coast League tonight, Tuesday, June 30th. I've loved you, June. It's almost time for July. Riverhawks on top of the Bills, 6-3. Lefties beaten League 8-2. League, that's a tough group. That just means non-league. Kelowna beating the North Paws 2-0. You know what we think about them after they sweep the Elks. A really good group. The Dudes are beating the Raptors. Are you kidding me? That's the best team in the South. They've won 20 games. They're losing to the Dudes? Who are the Dudes? 1-0 misses in. Landon Young, 0 for 2 tonight. Ortega faces him straight on with that turquoise glove and gets a ground ball. O'Connor to first. Inning over. These pitchers making it look easy on Tuesday night at Genna. To the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0. Curtis Ellis chugging along for Walla Walla. And it's Keaton Nato in the top of this order. That's called a strike. Still no runs for this Elks offense. All Ellis has done is just pound the strike zone. Nato pulls back the bunt and takes at the bottom of the zone. Nato, Sanders, Miller. The pitching staff and this effort from that group have given the Elks a chance to stay in this game despite the lack of effort offensively. Nato skies that ball deep to left center field with some ride, but Kane moseys under it and makes the catch. 88 off the bat. Had a good trajectory, just not hit hard enough. Now taking a look at the rest of the West Coast League scores. So the dudes, those are the Redmond dudes. Maybe they need to be in the West Coast League. Apple Sox beating the Fish Sticks 6-2. Night Owls over the Harbor Cats 2-0. Swing and a miss for Sanders. Knights beating the Pickles 4-0. And the Drifters and the Berries tied 1-1. Top 6. Although the Elks are towards the bottom in the West Coast League, everybody's jumbled up in the South. You make a move here and there and the season can change in the blink of an eye. The Elks essentially are just one game back of a playoff spot. That's fouled away despite being 9-13. Right now, the Marion Berries would have the final playoff spot at a 12-14 record. That just shows you a lot of season ahead. And if the Elks can zone in on the second half, do anything they desire. Sanders has struck out twice in another 2-strike count. As Ellis started and stopped. And Reeves is going to call him for a pitch clock violation. So 1-2 now. Good take by Sanders at the top of the zone. A fan of the drama has been Troy Sanders, inserted into so many moments already. Looking to keep that home run streak going. Tapped softly, Reeser at second, his throw to first, 2 outs. And so Jace Miller's the batter. We got a pretzel up here in the press box. What have we reviewed? I was with Mason Elrod. I saw you in chat, Mason, so if you're still watching, hello. We miss you here, of course. We reviewed chicken tenders. That was with Mason. He did pizza on his own. We got a pretzel today. And Pierce will keep going back and forth so you don't miss the action. Dang it. I'm going to have to do it next inning unless he boots it. Nope. Good throw. Young to T. A 1-2-3 inning for the Elks. We'll go to the 7th. I'll keep some of this pretzel and be back after this. All right, welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Top of the 7th inning. Can't believe it's the 7th already. The pretzel's getting cold. The beers haven't been drank yet, but all right. Got the pretzel. You see it here, the salt on the top. It's a good pretzel. They gave a little cheese kind of sprinkled throughout awkwardly. It's all good. All right, I'm going to take a bite. You guys can keep watching the game. I'll let you know. It's good. I really think, and all talk and not chew at the same time, that's kind of gross. I really think the ballpark food at Genna is elite. It really is. Foul of the way. 1 sec. The salt's definitely a need. You know, I'm one that doesn't want to be overloaded or overwhelmed with it, but if it's there marginally, tastes really good. So I recommend the pretzel. Get it hot and ready. Tastes delicious. Troy Osborne. It's a fly ball to right center field. It's Keaton Nato making the catch. 1 out. The thing is, though, so we did pizza, we did chicken tenders, we did the pretzel. There's only so many food options, right? I mean, I could do cotton candy. You guys know what that tastes like. It's going to taste the same here. It's going to taste the same right down the street. So maybe let me know what to do next, but I would highly recommend the pretzel, man. It's incredible. Everybody wants to swing early and counts tonight. Hassan grounds out on 1 pitch. 2 outs for Mateo Rickman.
Now batting for Walla Walla, designated hitter number 25, Mateo Rickman.
I mean, this is ridiculous. That we are at 8-11. And we're flying. Another first pitch strike. Rickman 0 for 2, and since Noble Ortega entered for Tyler Wood, he has been equally as good. And it's been because of that strike throwing. Changeup misses down and in. You know Marcus Galvin and Troy Osborne are loving it, the 2 catchers on both sides, because it's less time spent in the squat. Curveball, called a strike. Good pitch. Looks like the sidewinder. Alex Figueroa is getting loose for the Elks. He may be next. Sun beaming into the batter's eyes. Ortega misses down and away. There's Fig amidst the shadows and all those folks in the beer garden. I mean, this crowd got here early and they're sticking around. Three and 2. Even that beer garden is absolutely packed. I mean, this crowd. Dan, you've outdone yourself on a Tuesday night. Grounded. Tough play. Near the bag and booted by O'Connor. His throw to first not in time. That's going to go down as an error. Even if O'Connor fielded this, it would have been a tough play. But he likely would have had some time to at least attempt to throw. So it's the 9-hole bat, Cole Rogers. Had the RBI single in the 4th. Ortega misses up and away. You think about Noble and all that he brings to the table. There is no reason, in my eyes, why he shouldn't be at the Power 4 level next year. Two-way ability, the way he competes, and so calm. 1-1. With Rickman on first, not necessarily a threat to steal, but with 2 outs, you never know. 1-1's popped up. A frustrated Rogers slams his bat. It goes to Beck, and that'll end the inning. Despite the 2-out error by Rowan O'Connor. A 0 for the Elks. It's 1-0 to the bottom of the 7th, and it's just 8:15. Time to stretch here at Genna. We're back after this.
It's time to get up on your feet for tonight's 7th inning stretch. And here to lead us and take me out to the ball game, it's Summit Express Jazz Band. Bend Elks. Nice and loud. Let's get some runs.
You'd think it's already the weekend by looking at this crowd, but it's just Tuesday. 1,473 in attendance tonight. Just incredible from this Bend community. The first to 6 straight at home as we get ready to celebrate the 250th anniversary of this great country. Andrew Cohen, the new pitcher. Cam Beck, the batter. Cohen fires in a fastball that misses down. Andrew Cohen's been great. 2.53 ERA, but a 1.59 whip. Maybe a stat and a spot where the Elks could take advantage with some base runners. Beck fouls it away. Cohen, 10 2/3. 16 Ks, and the reason that whip is up is because he's walked 12. And that means that Curtis Ellis's night is done, so a round of applause for him. Beck takes down and away. Cam Beck, his last time through with a single. Fouls that away. 2-2. See the shadows just beyond home plate now at this time of the night. Up here in the press box, it's not nearly as bad, but even behind me, right, you can see the little headset and the head right on that Bend logo. It's the same for these hitters, and so tough to see as Cohen misses in tight. But in just a 1-run game, all the Elks need is a base runner. 3-ball count has been something that the Elks have hardly seen without Curtis Ellis has found the zone. And the first time they've walked right on cue. Cam Beck, a leadoff base runner. And from 6 Ks, no walks, to 1 walk. Two ways the Elks can get back in this game. You start hitting with the best of them, or maybe Walla Walla invites you in the door. Galvin's 0 for 2. 2 ground outs to Reeser at second. And he'll flip that one into left, down for a base hit in front of Rogers. Beck moves up to second. Here we go. Marcus Galvin, calm and cool hitter going the other way. Bringing up Nate Snakenborg. He's punched out twice. Although a power threat in this spot, you wonder if Alan Cox puts on the bunt sign. T creeping in at first. Does not square and fouls it back. Allen's ready. Looks like a guy that wants to get that windmill going. Snake takes the strike on the outside corner. I trust a guy like Nate Snakenborg in this spot with his pedigree. Three runs batted in this summer. And he strikes out. A hat trick for Nate Snakenborg.
Now batting for the Elks, shortstop number 4, Will Goodman.
Will Goodman will hit. Bare minimum in that spot if you're Snake. You got to get some runners over. Now on the shoulders of the kid from Bend. Takes low. Goodman had the single in the fifth that provided the Elks a glimmer of hope offensively. Like maybe this is the time they break through, but they weren't able to. Beck on second, Galvin on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Goodman takes up and in, 2-0. Andrew Cohen clearly hasn't had the same level of command that Curtis Ellis has. Although it's obviously hard to replicate when a guy has that dominant of a night on the bump. Big pitch coming up in a hitter's count. 3-0. Getting to the point for these Elks, where they can just sit on one pitch and one spot that they adore. Would be shocked if Goodman got the green light here, but you never know with how he's swinging it. Takes a strike. Two guys in Goodman and Cohen that just wrapped up their freshman seasons. Cohen at GCU, Goodman at Pepperdine. Three and two, as Goodman was late. Full count, 1 out, the biggest pitch of the game up to this point. Coming up right here. This crowd anticipating on the edge of their seats. Payoff. Fouled away. Six runs batted in for Goodman. And when you ask him to hit with 2 strikes, he generally thrives. fans starting to stomp the tin. 3-2. He walked him. Bases loaded. The second walk of the frame from Andrew Cohen. And we'll see if that signals any move from the Walla Walla dugout. That whip that we saw at the beginning, a lot of walks for Cohen. And in this outing, no different. 1 K, 2 walks, 1 hit. But the reason the Elks have a rally is because of his own gift under the tree. And a guy who's arguably been seeing it better than anybody tonight, Rowan O'Connor in his Elks debut, digs in the big spot. Bases loaded. 1 out for O'Connor, who's 1 for 2. Such a tough time of the night to hit. You rarely are this deep into a game with that sun still shining so brightly. O'Connor jumps on the first pitch and fouls it away. The last time he was up with Goodman on second after the stolen base, he popped out and has been thinking about that at bat, you'd imagine, for the last 40 minutes. Beck, Galvin, Goodman, your runner. O'Connor's late, 0-2. Elks in so many spots a game ago left a million runners on base, it felt like. 16 left on base on Friday. And it was a lack of timely hitting that they need in a close game like this. O'Connor strikes out. On 3 pitches, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Andrew Cohen. And it's up to Jackson Murphy. Time is now called as Alan Cox is calling an offensive timeout. This is just the good old sun delay, you would presume. Alan Cox, now a veteran at this ballpark, knows what it's all about. And we mentioned it a couple broadcasts ago. This is even tougher when it comes to the left-handed batter. Because the way that sun sets in the west, it is directly in the pupils of the man on the lefty box. And you want this chat to go as long as possible if you're Alan Cox. They depart. But take a look at those rays just beyond the score bug, shining through. Murphy, one of the veterans on this team, stepping up here. It feels like a moment you don't want to go to waste, one you look back on if you don't cash in. It's the veteran Murphy. Takes outside at 88. Listen to that crowd. As good of a support as you've heard all season long. Driving for the moment. Murphy takes low, 2-0. And maybe what that delay did too was it put more pressure on Andrew Cohen to think about this at bat. Struggle to find the strike zone. Runners still Beck, Galvin, and Goodman. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and a hitter's count. takes a strike on the outside corner. Just got the black. UC Davis was the only D1 school that gave Murphy a chance, a vet, entering his senior season. Whole lot of experience in spots like this. Murphy grounds one, softly to the shortstop and Young. His throw to first in time, and the Elks strand the bases loaded. Just 83 off the bat of Jackson Murphy, and could not come through in the spot. Maybe the sun played a factor, but regardless, a massive opportunity wasted. To the eighth, still 1-0 Sweets on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Alex Figueroa, the new pitcher, in for the Bend Elks here in the 8th inning. A man they've leaned on. A lot of times late into games, he's been presented with save opportunities, late inning chances, and here in a one-run game. 3 ERA, a 1.17 whip. Face the top of the Sweets order. They dip down and miss in tight. If you haven't watched Alex Figueroa pitch, it's about as fun as it gets. At this level, do you rarely see a guy discover such a niche when it comes to success on the mound. He swings through it. And Figueroa has found his. It's the low three-quarter release. Shades of a lot of guys that have succeeded at the next level. That filthy wipeout frisbee slider. He swings through at 74. Figueroa always tells the story that if he threw over the top, he would be in the low 90s, but not nearly as effective. He's found what works. 1-2 misses low. To have a guy like him in the bullpen is such a valuable asset. Pro teams like the Toronto Blue Jays with Tyler Rogers use it all the time. 2-2. Lined into left. Giving chase is Murphy. It's down for a base hit. T hits first, will head to second. Murphy picks it up. His throw in there, not in time. A stand-up double for Trevor T. Starts off the 8th. That ball wasn't scorched particularly hard, but just where the defense wasn't. Now Gage Reeser. Creeping in at third is O'Connor. Reeser's going to square to bunt and get hit by the pitch. He went around. I know he was hit by a pitch, but did he pull the bunt back? I really hope that Gage Reeser's okay, but did he make any attempt to pull that back? Alan Cox is going to check. No, that is absolutely, he went around all the way. They have to change this. Not even an attempt. This is a big spot in this game where either Reeves or Schneider has to see that. I really hope that Gage Reeser is okay. Wow. I mean, still shaking out that hand is Reeser. He'll be okay. But I'm shocked they didn't even appeal that. No check with Bryce Reeves. That changes a lot. That's the difference of an at-bat still going versus runners on first and second and nobody out. But we move along. Reeser all good. And now it's the 3-hole bat, Isaac Torres. Yearning for a ground ball. He'll square to bunt. Get it down up the third baseline. That almost hit Torres. Figueroa continuing to miss arm side down and in. Torres 0 for 3, reached on an error in the fourth. Torres giving himself up again and cannot get it down. 0-2. There is a guy just beyond me that is wearing Isaac Torres out. Saying no bunting in summer ball. Likely won't square here. 0-2. Does not and pops up. Foul territory beyond home plate. Galvin has room. He makes the catch. A big first out. Torres, power hitter in the middle of the order, not used to being called on to bunt.
Now batting for Walla Walla, center fielder, number 21, Sam Kane.
Couldn't get it down, popped up, and now it's Sam Kane. Breaking ball gets the bottom of the zone. Kane is 1 for 3. It's T on second, Reeser on first. Alex Figueroa looking to escape. Taken down and away as Kane. With his speed, a sneak attack bunt is never off the table. He did it earlier and recorded a hit in the fourth with it. O'Connor playing even with the base at third. Continuing to get cooler here at Genna. Kane fans and misses, 1-2. That slider truly acts as a frisbee, working hard horizontally. Kane punched out his last time looking. Another one of those would do the trick for Figueroa. He got him. Back to the slider. The first K for Figueroa. And after the first two runners reached, He's got out 2 consecutively.
Now batting for Walla Walla. Shortstop.
8th K for the Elks, just 1 walk. That's where this pitching staff finds its success. Is limited in those freebies. Landon Young, the final chance for the Sweets in this frame, will take just a bit in. Young 0 for 3 on 3 groundouts. Two and 0. T on second. Reeser on first. T reached on the leadoff double, then Reeser was hit by a pitch, but went around. The umpires did not pick it up. Trotted down to first. But even with the foot traffic, Figueroa's pitched through it. As Young chops one into the ground, it's booted by O'Connor. Into shallow left. Coming in to score is T. And a back-breaking error gives Walla Walla a 2-0 lead. Unbelievable. You just feel for Rowan O'Connor, his 3rd error of the night. And it just goes below the glove.
Now batting for the Sweets. Pitcher number 29, Troy Osborne.
Troy Osborne will tap it off his foot. A late call by home plate umpire Taylor Schneider as Osborne starts wobbling out of the box. And you take away that hit by pitch to Gage Reeser. Maybe it's a different frame, you never know. Osborne doubled earlier. He'll check his swing on that. Appeal to second. Reeves says he did not go. Home patrons growing frustrated. Didn't look like he went in real time. Yeah, that wasn't particularly close. Osborne's going to try a sneak attack bunt. He fouled it with 2 outs. Maybe put more pressure on O'Connor over there at third. It wasn't the easiest play for O'Connor, in all fairness, ranging to his left. But Alex Figueroa, likely frustrated, got his ground ball. Could not get out of it. Got him on the 1-2. That'll end the inning, but not after. The E5 by O'Connor. It's 2-0 Sweets, heading to the bottom of the 8th in a tough one. After the first 2 runners got on base, a chance for these Elks to get out of there without allowing a run. And it just came up on O'Connor. Great base running by Trevor T, and scored without hesitation. We'll step aside and be back in a few on Bend Elks YouTube. Charles Rogers III, a new pitcher for the Walla Walla Sweets, who's been brilliant. 2.52 ERA, 1-0 with a .84 whip. Have to face the top of this Elks order. Eden Nato take a strike. Elks have been stagnant offensively. No runs through 7 innings of play. Still just down by a pair. Nato sprays it foul. Gorgeous night here at Genna. A little cooler than it has been, but no complaints if you brought your jacket. 61 degrees. Nato takes down and away. Rogers III from Lake Elsinore, California, 6'3". Cal State Northridge. Nato fouls it straight back. Nato, Sanders, and Miller. If you're Nato and you can reach, you bring up Troy Sanders in another big spot. Well, that has been his story. Taylor Schneider's telling someone down the right field line to move off the field of play. Here in the last frame by O'Connor, brought in that other run for Walla Walla and another Elks K. Nato chased down and away. That is the 9th K of the night for this Elks offense. But this is the guy you want up right now. If there's anybody in this lineup, it's Troy Sanders. 4 home runs in 3 games, looking to keep that streak alive. Take a fastball for a strike. Even with the big boppers that the 2025 Elks featured, a lot of Division I talent, no one really went on a stretch like Sanders is doing right now. Rogers rocks and fires. Fastball that's fouled right back. He's been swing and miss, but the power makes up for it. The iconic home run had the lead for the Elks on Friday night against Portland. 0-2, check swing. Did he just say he went around without appealing it? Two outs. He likely did, but still in that moment, I mean, look at who's pointing. It's Osborne to first for an appeal. No oblige, 2 outs. Somebody is a big Jace Miller fan here tonight. The Medford product, year 3 with the Elks. Jace takes a strike. This has been impressive from Rogers III. He's throwing strikes at a high rate. Listen to these numbers. He's punched out the first 2 batters of this frame. 23 Ks this year to just 4 walks. One of the best relievers in the West Coast League, continuing to work. And that tall frame with the repertoire has been too much for these Elks. Miller's 0 for 3. You just got to get that tying run on base somehow, some way. Good take by Jace. So much trust and confidence in this staff with Miller. Trusting him to turn things around. And a late inning hit could do the trick. Good take. 2-2. Now that it's chilly, these people in Bend, I mean, myself included, we're spoiled with the sunshine and not too much cold, and I think people departed early to get into their warm cars. Miller, good barrel, deep right field. Going back on it is Torres, and he makes the catch right in front of the warning track to end the inning. Just 4 hits tonight for Bend, no runs, and another 1-2-3 inning with the 9th coming up. Ninth inning is here. 2-0 Sweets in game 1 of this 3-game set. Elks offense has been quiet tonight. Gains Hassan on the first pitch. Crushes a ball on one hop off the glove of Goodman, a diving attempt. Hassan's got himself a single. If Will Goodman can't field it, generally it's unplayable, and he gave it all he could. Hit off the heel of the glove, probably caught more wrist than leather. Hassan on for Rickman. Take a strike. This is Jared Robles, the new pitcher for the Elks, who is our bull of the game on Friday night. Went 2 innings in relief, 2 Ks, no walks. Got the save. 4.4 ERA, 2-0 with a 1.5 whip. Rickman fouls it away. That was Robles' second save of the year, currently in the transfer portal after last year at Cal State LA, and his stuff is flat out electric. Reached on the error by O'Connor in his last AB. Fastball misses up and in. Keeping this deficit at 2 runs will be critical for these Elks, because then that's just a bloop and a blast from a tie game. Robles misses down and in. Was formerly a 2A guy. Now a full-time pitcher, had a sub-4 ERA at Cal State LA. And he's used to pitching in so many different spots. Fastball up and in, it hit him. Another hit by pitch. And although the free passes haven't been the full story tonight for these Elks, as the game has drawn on, they've started to creep back into the fold. Rickman, his last 2 at-bats, reached on an error and a hit by pitch. And with runners on first and second and nobody out, Leo Rivera is going to call time and bring in a new runner, Bo Stinson. So Stinson for Rickman.
Number 36, Bo Stinson.
And almost certainly, with how Leo Rivera had the middle of this order and Isaac Torres squared a bunt, with the 9-hole batter up in Cole Rogers, he will be giving himself up to square this down. Chance for the Sweets to add on late. Pulls back and takes. Austin on second, Stinson on first. Rogers had the single that broke the scoreless tie in the 5th. Robles just has to find his own. He does. Bunt out in front, fielded by Robles, throw to first in time, but a successful sacrifice. Rogers does his job as both runners move up into scoring position. Make that 1-2 on the sac bunt putout. And now if you're Alan Cox, you got to think about walking Trevor T to maybe set up the double play. Especially considering T doubled in the 8th. Robles will pitch. Slider misses away. Or you just stick on a corner. Stay confident in the filthy stuff of Robles. Trevor T from Colorado Mesa had a monster year, hitting well over 300. Walla Walla for his 2nd year in Washington. That was fouled off of Galvin. Oh no. Went down on all fours in pain. Wonder where that got him. Oh. You don't want to be hit there. It looked like it caught maybe more groin than you know what, but still not fun. The harsh reality of being a catcher. Always banged up. With Galvin, just as all catchers do, right back in the squat. T's hit by a pitch. The second hit by pitch of this frame, the bases are loaded with 1 out for Gage Reeser. That's the 3rd batter hit tonight for the Elks. And it was just on a breaking ball where T didn't have to get out of the way, forcing Wes Harper to call time. You combine tonight the 3 hit by pitches, the 3 errors, and 1 walk. In a 2-run game, you can't shoot yourself in the foot that much. And you feel for these pitchers too, because they've been forced to pitch on the margins and stay smart and not challenge guys maybe because of the Elks' donut on the scoreboard. Robles just a 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, no Ks, no walks. If the Elks want any chance of coming back in this game in the bottom of the 9th, you've got to escape here. Creeping in at 3rd is O'Connor. Back over there at 1st. Middle infield playing back. Reeser pops it up, foul and out of play. Good job getting in the zone early. Reeser a single and a hit by pitch. 0-1 misses down and away. Good take. After Walla Walla at the beginning of June beat the Elks in 3 straight games, this head-to-head battle has been the polar opposite of a year ago. As Reeser's laid on the 1-1, but a way to change that if you're the Elks is by mounting some late inning magic. Robles pitching for a strikeout or a ground ball. Hawson, Rickman, and T, the runners. Up and in, almost hit him again. Reeser had to move out of the way of that. Two. Got him looking on the outside corner. And a gift by Taylor Schneider, but one the Elks will take. And Reeser, with his criticism and displeasure, would be correct. That was off the plate. But Robles hit his spot, framed well by Galvin. Now it's Isaac Torres. Time called by Leo Rivera, just 26 years of age. A former Walla Walla Sweet himself. Now at the helm, just a couple of years later. Torres, 0 for 4, was instructed to bunt in the 8th inning. Failed on the first 2 pitches and then ultimately popped out beyond home plate to Marcus Galvin. But 13 driven in on the year. And there's not a better RBI opportunity than right here. Robles stares in. Torres grounds one to Goodman at short, just beyond the legs of the umpire Reeves, and the Elks get out of it. Despite the bases loaded jam, one of the Elks' best relievers in Jared Robles does his thing. It's the ground ball from Isaac Torres. Was hit sharply, 105 off the bat, but fortunately, right at a glove. Elks need 2 to tie. They need 3 to go home happy against the tough righty Rogers III when we come back. In between innings, as we head into the bottom of the 9th, a peculiar instance. Rogers III, the reliever that has looked untouchable, was pulled from this game. And it started by a mound meeting that ensued by home plate umpire Taylor Schneider. And you don't want to speculate, but I have a hard time believing this is injury related. He was smiling on the way out. Rogers III almost in disbelief. And if you're the Elks, you're feeling good. Isaac Hallam, the new pitcher coming in. Rogers III last inning was truly untouchable. Punched out 2, got a soft fly out. That is game changing, but here you go. Isaac Hallam out of the pen. Also dominant, but only in 5 innings pitched. 1.80 ERA, a .6 whip. 8 strikeouts to 1 walk. And we'll take one final look around the West Coast League on this Tuesday night. Edmonton, tough one with the Bells. Awfully close there. Lefties going to work on league, 17-5. Kelowna beating the North Paws 9-2, top 8. The Raptors, good job coming back on the Dudes, 6-4. Apple Sox on top of the Fish Sticks, 14-2. You know the score here. Night Owls over the Harbor Cats, 8-3. Knights over the Pickles, 5-0. And the Nighthawks beating the Pippins, 13-7. Another non-league contest. I cannot wait till the end of this game when we get word on what just happened. I mean, I'm awfully confused. Rogers III came out there to start throwing his warm-up pitches. It was a no-brainer for Leo Rivera to go back to him in the bullpen because he mowed down the Elks. He's been one of their best relievers all year. And Isaac Hallam is also incredible. But you don't see this very often. Catcher comes out in Osborne. I believe Schneider trails behind him. He does. Osborne gives him a pat on the chest. Schneider signals to the dugout. And for some reason, you know, we're in an era of sticky substance. I'm not saying it's that. But with how the ump signaled to the bench, it feels like it's something related to an illegal maneuver from Rogers III that was forced to have him taken out of this game. Alan Tebeck, to start off this frame, fires in a fastball at the top of the zone. But we're back to this game. One where the Elks are just down by 2. Beck, Galvin, Snakenborg, 4, 5, and 6. Beck takes down and away on a ball. Beck's had himself a good night. Single and a walk, along with a punch out. But seeing it better than he has before. Hallam's 1-1. Gets the call. And another gift by Taylor Schneider. That's down, and that's tough on Beck. Got to protect. Grounded. Tough play by Hawson, who kicks it at third. An error on the Walla Walla third baseman. And the tying run is coming to the plate in the form of Marcus Galvin. He just got caught on his flat feet. Couldn't choose long hop, short hop. Instead, he got an in-betweener that he couldn't handle. First error of the night for Walla Walla. Now it's Galvin. Galvin pops it up foul and out of play. 1 for 3 tonight with a single. The late inning heroics at Genna have been something the Elks have already seen so far this season. Looking to unlock another ring. Galvin takes a strike, going 2. At this point, anything close to the zone is going to warrant some groans from the home crowd, but that one was in there. Hallam looks in on the 0-2. Just outside and a good take. Galvin, Snakenborg, and Goodman at this point in the order. They all reach the bottom of the order to follow. Chased, down and away. 1 out. Tough at bat that time for Marcus Galvin. 2 strikes, fished on the 86-mile-per-hour pitch, but you're now down to this spot. Nate Snakenborg coming up. Has the hat trick tonight. 3 Ks, but we know the power in that bat. looking to come up with it and going to a bench bat. So instead of Nate Snakenborg, who's struck out 3 times tonight, it's Isaac Pfeiffer. And for him, the Portland product. Throw over to check on Beck, who is leaning. He's just back. That was disaster averted. That's called a strike. Just at the base of the zone. This crowd really giving it to Taylor Schneider. 3 runs batted in, a .645 OPS. 1-1. Pfeiffer mid-season went away with the batting gloves and is stuck with the real feel of the bat. Seen more success and a lot of power. The power that could tie this game. But he chased 1-2. Isaac Callum is just working around the corners and he's getting these Elks to fish. Beck off of first, just an average lead. Elks got to go station to station or get one big swing. This could end the game. Young to Reeser to T. Sweets win. Isaac Pfeiffer grounds into a game-ending double play. And Johnny Kemp has some words for Taylor Schneider as he walks off the mound. Have the same crew for the final 2 games of this series. But the Elks, and I'll check this stat to confirm, I believe this is the first time this season the Elks have been shut out. There's 4 hits. And although the Sweets didn't dominate offensively by any means, they just did a little bit more and took advantage of the Bend Elks miscues. Walla Walla moves to 4-0 against the Elks in 2026 after the Elks took the season series a year ago. And you look at the upcoming schedule coming up at Genna. Same time, same place tomorrow and Thursday. Then Friday, 6:05 first pitch for Firework Night against Yakima. 2 more against the Pippins to follow. And a fun week coming up, holidays, tomorrow night. Team USA match against Bosnia. Been dialed in on that World Cup, and the whole country seems to be. So, huge week for USA, but to start the week, the Elks fall flat. And what's frustrating is you feel like they were building some momentum off that Portland win. Maybe if those 2 games on Saturday don't get rained out, it's a different story. You win that series, you come in against Walla Walla and are a lot more confident. But even over this 5-game stretch in the last 2 weeks where everything has started to turn around, the reason for it has been the pitching staff. The offense still, you're wondering, where is that aircraft carrier, that guy that can put the team on his back in big moments and ride him to victory? The Elks didn't get that tonight. Just 4 hits, no runs. A valiant effort by Tyler Wood. First looking at the positives. He has been dominant. He hasn't walked a batter. He's punched out 15 on the year. Let that sink in. That is a ridiculous stat, especially in college baseball. You go to Noble Ortega, then Alex Figueroa, Jared Robles. Great all around. But the offense just didn't get things going. And a spot I look at, too, was that 7th inning. We said it in the moment. You don't execute with the bases loaded. You don't bring in even just 1. You're going to look back on that moment and say, I wish we got it done. The Elks did not. They drop another one here at home. Walla Walla improves to 5-8 on the road, 16-12 overall, firmly in that 2nd overall spot in the West Coast League South. And on the Bend Elks side, below 500 at home, 6-7, a 9-14 record. Your final lines: 2 for the Sweets, 0 for the Elks. 6 hits for Walla Walla, 4 for Bend, but those 3 errors cost them the story of 2026. We'll see you tomorrow night. Elks looking to get back on track. But until then, for my great producer, Pierce Gordon, I'm Aiden O'Neill signing off. We will see you tomorrow for game number 2.